I honestly, I got an email. It was probably, I don't know, it was 2-3 days ago. And Dave was like, hey, you want to interview Russell? And I was like, do I? You know what I mean? It was like those scenes where you just go prancing along. I went in deer mode and started. Absolutely. So honestly, welcome Russell Brunson. I can't even believe that you're on here. And this is, this is another pinch myself moment. But this book, incredible, amazing book. Like, how do you feel?
Oh, it's funny because like in the moment like you're writing it, you're all excited. And then as it gets towards the end, you start getting like scared, and then you start sending it to people, and you're like, "What if they hate it? What if they don't like?" Like the fear that comes. And then now, a few people have gotten their hands on it. A bunch of people listen to the audiobook right now, and now like the feedback's coming back, and it's like everyone's been like, anyway, the feedback's been good. So it's like, okay, now I'm excited again because for a little bit I'm like, what if people don't like this? I don't know if I want to promote it or talk about it. But now that they're saying they like it, I'm okay, let's do it. Let's talk about it. So no, I'm really proud of it and really excited for it.
Well, if you guys are watching, listen to this now, just know that I have read this and it is amazing. And I'm not going to lie, when I first was going through and you were like, hey, you want to read through it and get feedback on things like that. I know it's a complete unfair advantage, but we started making moves immediately, way before everyone else had it. And I was like, this is what's coming out. Let's go, son. This is so good. And so anyway, I maybe shouldn't say that out loud. But
yeah, well, so people know, like, so I wrote it in Google Docs. So what's cool is like Google Docs, I'm writing it. And then I had Steve and a couple other people coming behind, like as I'm writing it, you were like following along as I was going, which is crazy. Cause like every night, like, you'd be commenting stuff, and I go back and read the comments. I'm like, people are reading it. So weird.
It's so good.
So yeah, you were like, you had the first shot at this whole thing. As it was actually being birthed, you were reading it at the same time, which is crazy.
Super fun, very fun. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I did tear up a bit. They were man tears. They're flexing on the way out, so they're still manly. when this happened, I was like, I just have to say thank you, man. I can't even. Anyway. We're going to hold it back as we are right here. But that was unexpected and very nice of you. Appreciate that. Like,
yeah, you made the very first. In fact, you were literally the very first thing that's happened in the book before any like blank page, Steven. And the book happens after.
Oh, I think I spent 8 hours on those 2 sentences. I was like, what was that Sandlot? Don't be a doofus. Don't be a doofus. Like that's what was going on in there. So, oh man. Well, I wanted to paint the scene a little bit for what life was like pre-social media, all this stuff, because you got started in the scene, far before social media and far before, SEO was like the rage, and I think it's going to come back and get even louder and such. But what did you have to do to launch a product? Like, what was your rinse and repeat move way back before all these tools?
Yeah, and I think it's funny because most people in our community got involved in the last 5 or 6 years when Facebook was there. It was like, oh, this is easy. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm so grateful for Zuckerberg and for Facebook because so many people have had success because of it. But yeah, before Facebook, then if you guys go back in social time, then there's like MySpace. And then you go back before MySpace, there was Friendster. And then before Friendster, there was nothing, right? Like that's when I got started. I was in college. I was trying to figure this stuff out. And it was funny because like it was just different. Like the people who were making money online, because it was so difficult, there weren't a lot of people doing it. And the people that were doing it, everyone had these different hacks and these tricks and things that they were like trying out. And it was funny because, in fact, I don't know if you remember this. When I wrote the intro to section number 3, like I wrote it and I was like, so I voxed you, like I read it to you and I read it and I was like freaking out because it's fascinating back then. All the stuff we were learning, like we were figuring these things out and we were trying them, and we were so aggressive because we were trying to figure out like anything. Like literally is like if we couldn't get traffic, then we didn't get to eat because that was our livelihood. So we were pushing the edges on everything. And it was funny because back then, when I would meet people, especially business owners or people that knew what we were doing, they're like, "Oh, you're a spammer. Oh, you're a scammer." Like they thought it was like these evil things. It was so funny. And then fast forward a decade later, Ryan Holiday wrote a book called Growth Hacking, and which is a great book. And I'm reading Growth Hacking. I'm like, he's literally talking about all the things we were doing 10 years ago that people thought were like not cool, or they were like we're spammers or whatever. And it's like now it's like it's cool because Airbnb did it. It's cool because Uber did it. But that's what we were doing back then. And it all came down to like us figuring out like where is traffic already happening? Like where are these congregations in these pockets? How do we get our message into it? And then how do we create systems where like when somebody comes into our funnel or comes into our world, it gets more, it's viral, where it gets more people to come back in, and they kind of grow organically. And so those are things we're always geeking out about and thinking about, that now are become like growth hacking, and it's fascinating. And I think that for most entrepreneurs or business owners who grew up during the Facebook era, that's all they know, that when this starts shifting, right? Like I could ask you, how many ads accounts have you gotten shut down? Like, how many have I gotten? Like, it's happening like daily right now. Everyone's freaking out. And I think a lot of businesses will not survive because they're going to lose their ads account. They don't know what to do. And then it's game over. And so this book is really like helping people understand, like, how do we think about traffic differently? How do we get traffic even in a world where there is no Facebook? Because there was a time when we had to do that and it worked. It's just you have to be a little more creative and think a little bit differently.
Which makes complete sense. So like thinking about all the assets we have now and the free distribution, frankly, that is all around us. When people go back and they read this and there's all these assets we have now, what do you think the biggest mistake is that people are making when they think about traffic?
Yeah, so they think about traffic as it's like when I ask people, like especially entrepreneurs who all their traffic's in like Facebook or whatever, it's like, how do you drive traffic at Facebook? And I'm like, and they'll tell me a lot of times like, oh, I have an internet business, or I have a Facebook business. And it's funny because like when I was learning this way back in the day, there weren't like internet marketing mastermind groups happening. So the guys I connect, I was like, I need someone to teach me. I need to learn from someone. So I signed up with like Dan Kennedy and Bill Glazer and Gary Halbert, all the old school guys. And I remember I'd go to these mastermind meetings with them, and I was the only internet guy in the room. And they always make fun of me. They'd be like, they'd hold up a letter like, hey, Russell, this is called The Letter. Have you ever heard of it? It's kind of like email, but you can touch it. And they totally make fun of me. And I remember one thing that I can't remember if it was Kennedy or Glazer, one of those guys told me back in the day. They said, the problem with you internet guys is you think that the internet is a business. He's like, it's not a business, right? Business is separate. He said, if you look at like radio or TV or direct mail or newspapers, he's like, those are all distribution channels. And he said, if you look at the internet is just, all it is a media channel. That's all it is. He said, if you look at it as a media channel as opposed to a business, then all of the laws that work in every other media channel also work on the internet. And when he said that, I was like, oh my gosh, like that's huge. Like, it's not, I run an internet business, or I have Facebook ads that go to my webinar and buy. It's like, no, internet is a media channel, and I'm going to leverage it the same way I would radio or TV. And the principles that make radio or TV or direct mail work are the same principles that make the internet work, right? Like, you think about like direct mail, right? If I want to sell somebody something through direct mail, what do? I find out who are the people that have already congregated together my dream customers, right? They already have lists, and then I want the best list, like the buyer list, and then I want to find the buyer lists that are going to be the highest quality, because I got to spend money to send ads out to them. So I find those people, and I buy an ad, and I have to write a really good hook and have a good story and make a really good offer, and like all those elements are the same as the internet, right? But instead of me buying a list, I'm going to someone's blog and I'm buying an ad, or I'm going to the YouTube channel, or I'm doing it differently. But I think that's the thing that people have to understand. When you start looking at the internet as a media channel, it shifts everything. And all of a sudden, like, all these principles we've been learning since the Pony Express now work on the internet, and it's not just Facebook ads. One thing
makes complete sense, because like I watched your Rewrite.com secrets. I rewatched your Rewrite Expert secrets, and then go through and section 2 of this book. I don't think I've ever watched you. Not that you didn't slave on the others, because every one of them for you is like birthing a child. It's like this huge. You spend more time writing a book than anyone I've ever seen in my life ever, and because they're so meticulous, and are the ideas correct, and is it written well, and what are the stories that cause epiphanies, and it's incredible. But what you did inside, and if you guys don't know, watching this, go get the book. Go to secretsoftraffic.com. There's my shameless plug right there, and grab it. But what's cool is that, like, if you check this out, like, look at the table of contents right here. You've got. You're going through and you're talking about organic, paid ads, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and you're going through, and that was the big aha I had, just what you said right there while I was watching you do this, is these platforms, it's the same principles when you think about it in a certain way, and because of that, oh, thank you, I don't need to be a Facebook ad expert, because Russell, I don't want to be. I don't want to learn how to do that,
Me either.
So I guess my next question with this then is that there's going to be a million platforms probably that go out by the time the book even ships next month. You know what I mean? There's going to be tons of platforms even then. How do you know when a platform is something to lean into versus, hey, that's a distraction? Because you got some staple platforms in here, right? But they're going to come and go. How do you know when to jump into it?
Yeah, it's interesting because you never be 100%. In fact, I remember watching Gary Vee start when Snapchat came out. And he was like, Snapchat's the greatest. And he was like pitching it and pushing it. And I'm sure he must have stock in it or something because he was pushing it so hard.
Sure.
And he had everyone doing that. And I remember I was like, I don't feel like this is the thing, but maybe it is. And I kind of started trying to dabble. And it probably had the trajectory to be the next big thing until Zuckerberg came in and was like, let me buy you. And he said no. And then he's like, all right, I'll just like beat you then. So he went and bought Instagram and then just like cloned all the features and like crushed Snapchat. And so many people who had built their whole empire here all of a sudden was gone and Instagram was there. So it's hard to know because even like if there's signs of something happening, sure, sometimes it's different. But I think the biggest thing is you start noticing where the eyeballs are and you notice early, right? Because like Instagram was a picture sharing site for years before it became a social platform, right? Facebook, like Twitter, like all these things, they don't always start that way. But as you see people diving deeper into it, you realize that in the future something good could come from that. Like my kids right now are obsessed with TikTok. My daughter is a TikToker. She makes like 40 videos a day. And I don't know if TikTok's the next platform or not. It could be, it may not be, but it has attention, it has eyeballs. And I think the big thing is they're trying to figure out if it's going to be like they got to figure out a way to monetize it and turn it into ads that are successful, but it's possible, right? And because so much attention is there, I think it's worth trying and playing with it, right? We have a mutual friend, Rachel Peterson, who's killing on TikTok right now, and who knows, maybe it takes off and she's like 100 yards ahead of all of us and has 1 billion followers and we're behind, but we don't know that until for a couple of years down the road. So sometimes it's just gambling, but I think the biggest thing is you got to make sure it's something that's going to be fun for you anyway. You know what I mean? Like if you don't want to dance and do like the thing, you probably shouldn't do TikTok, no matter how much you think it could be a good potential thing, right? But if you're like, that's my style, let's do it, right? Like I think for me, I started with podcasting because I loved it. And you're the same way. You started with podcasting. And I've leaned into networks that I like. In fact, someone asked me today what my Twitter strategy is. And I was like, I hate Twitter. I don't get it. I don't tweet.
Makes no sense to me.
Yeah, like I don't get it. So you don't have to be everywhere, but like figuring out the ones that you like and you can lean into and then go and play in those ones and kind of explore as they're growing.
So I love that because I don't want to force myself to go into something that may not be naturally a fit for my personality or the attractive character I'm trying to build. I'm just not going to be on Pinterest. I'm just not. It's just not for me. But other people are, is great, That being said, along the same lines though, like if you are, let's say you're brand new, I get this question all the time. I'm interested to see your response to it as well. And it's but I don't have a Todd. I don't have a content team. I don't have right? And they say, let's say that you're starting over and you got no resources, you got nothing else. What would be the strategy that you play? Because, probably 80% of people might be brand new and they've got a business, they're trying to figure out the next traffic source. But what would be the ground up, hey, for brand new beginner people, how would you apply within here? Yeah,
I think it's funny because everyone's like, you don't have a Todd, like neither did we when we got started.
Right,
like,
right, exactly.
But I think it's figuring out the stuff that you naturally are going to do anyway, right? Like it's funny because we publish in a lot of places, and I remember when I was like, I want to be on YouTube. I want to be like, I want to build a big following on YouTube, and so I went out of my way. And it's funny because I went and I did this huge production, which like we got cameras and videos and hired editors and stuff. And if you guys remember, we launched 100 episodes of Funnel Hacker TV. High production, high budget, and like nothing really happened from it.
Right.
And I was like so confused, but like, and I realized looking back now, it's because I wasn't like, I didn't consume content on YouTube, so I didn't understand it. I didn't understand the culture. I didn't understand like what people were looking for, how it works. I remember coming home one day after spending insane amounts of money on this YouTube.
You spent a lot of money on that show, man. I remember that.
And I love it.
So much money.
It's like our dream, my hottest customers loved it, but like nobody else did. Right. And so I remember going home and I was sitting there on the couch one night with the kids and we were remodeling the kitchen. So we were out in the pool house hanging out and my kids are watching YouTube on TV. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, I'm going to watch my kids watching YouTube because my kids love YouTube. Like they understand the channel, they understand it. And so I watched my kids for hours watching YouTube, and I was like watching like what videos did they watch, which ones did they not watch, which ones did they skip through. And I watched Nora, who at the time was 4, now she just turned 5, but she had my phone and she's watching YouTube videos and she's swiping, and then she'll watch one, and I started watching why are my kids what are they connected with, and how are the videos produced that are working, and how are they hooking people, and how do they keep them to the end, and And I started watching them. And I was like, most of the ones my kids were obsessed with they were not high budget. They were not complicated, but they followed the process and a script, and they had some basic fundamentals. And so I started kind of mapping those things out, and I'm like, huh. And so it's so funny now because I'm like, all right, let's try to make something that like has no budget, has nothing, that I build with my phone, but follows this process. So I got my phone out and I did this little like the thing, just like in fact, some of the people my kids watch, like Colin Keys and a couple of guys like that. So I was like watching one of their videos, and I'm like, I'm gonna make my version of it following the process of how they do their video. And I did it on my phone, zero budget, zero editing, like me chopping the beginning and the end with like the video thing, because I can only chop. I don't know how to do any other editing.
Yeah.
We posted it on our channel. And it like the first week I had like 35,000 views, and since it's gone on to get hundreds of thousands of views. I'm just like, whoa, it's crazy. And so for someone beginning, what I would say is like, what's the platform that you naturally love already? Because if you love listening to podcasts, you're going to understand what podcasters like, what they listen to, like what are the episodes you stick on, which ones do you not? And it helps you because you understand the language of that platform. If you're obsessed with Instagram, you're on there every day, like that's where you should be going, because you understand like what are the photos that work, what are the stories you actually watch, who do you skip by and why do you skip by them? And so I think just start with is don't try to do 20 platforms. Pick the one that you're natively on and doing anyway, and that's where you start the game. Because now you're going to be so far ahead. Like if I would have not spent $1 million on production on my first 100 episodes and just watched YouTube videos for a week and then made something that modeled what was working, I would have saved myself all that money. I didn't need a production. I didn't need a Todd or a video editor or anything. I can just do it because I understand the language of the platform. I think that's where I would start, is just figuring out where you're already spending your time. And then this is like, that's your research of what you need to be creating and how you need to be creating it.
Yeah, I love that. And I have a hard time separating the topics of traffic and content. They're so intertwined, that's what's getting you the traffic, and traffic is cash, traffic is money. Do you feel like people are going to have to create some version of content machine, in the future at any level? Like, when did you actually get serious about making the content itself? Because I know there's all these strategies that you're creating out there, the way back in the day before social media's around, and you're doing launches and JVs, and you're getting, but then now the social media stuff is around, and there's eyeballs and free distribution, if I can speak. When is it appropriate to start creating all those levels of content? Because I mean, it can be as complicated as we want it to be, but it also can be really simple. There's a tie there like crazy.
Yeah. It's funny, as I've been doing interviews too with people, a lot of people are like, well, I don't want to be social. I just want to buy ads. Can I just buy ads? I'm like, yeah, you can. Or other people are like, I don't want to buy ads. I just want to be, and it's like, yes, you can. But the big, actually,
go for it.
You were here when this concept was born. Yeah. But the rewrite of The Expert Secrets. So I rewrote The Expert Secrets book, and we changed the subtitle. And remember, I was on Voxer with you for like hours trying to figure this out, and then we came up with this one, and we're like, oh. But it says The Underground Playbook for Converting Your Online Visitors into Lifelong Customers. So there's the new subtitle. Yeah. And the reason I share that is because you can go and you can buy ads and get a customer. Like, that's not hard. And that's part of the strategy. Like, yes, you should be doing that, right? But there's a difference between getting somebody to buy once and getting to buy over and over and over and over again from you, right? Like your real impact as a business owner and your growth of your company is not on someone buying once, it's on them buying again. And so a lot of times the ad will get them to buy once, but your content, your community, like those are the things that turn those people from online visitors into lifelong customers. And I think for any of us, like, man, it's way easier to keep selling the same person a lot of stuff than it is to go find another person. And so for me, the traffic strategy is twofold. It's, yes, go buy ads and get people in, but then greet them with amazing content that keeps them around and keeps them engaged and keeps them coming back over and over and over again. Because that's where, like, legitimately the profit in a business does come from the second half. Right. Our goal, as you know, the goal of the ads is to break even on a funnel. Then we get the customer in. And now we just serve them like crazy. We entertain them. We have a good time with them. And that keeps them buying over and over and over again. And that's where the profit in your business comes from. And without that, it's not a real business. And so I think, yes, you can do it without it, but you can do it so much better. And you can make so much more money when you do it with it together.
What were your first styles of content creation in this? Because that's like, it's a big thing, because now you're like going into the traffic side and you realize, oh my gosh, traffic is money. I can have a funnel, I can have an offer, a message, and no money. Right? The traffic is the cash, and the funnel's collecting all of that. What types of content did you start creating, and I'm thinking about all the beginners who are like, oh man, if that's what Russell's saying, and I'm going to go full in, which all of you should, like, and I'm going to go choose a platform like you're saying, and I'm going to go the one that I resonate with most now. Like, what did you do as a beginner when you first were starting out for that content piece?
I remember back then, because the only thing we could publish back then was an email list, because there was no video pre-YouTube. I remember when YouTube first came out, people were like, there's going to be video someday. It's going to be the biggest thing in the world. But I remember we would try to like host video. Like if you had one video on your sales page and you got more than 5 visitors at once, your server would crash. Like it was horrible. And so like we used to literally on our sales page have a picture of a video, and if they clicked on it, it would take them to a different server. We had to get like during a product launch, like server farms, like 20 different servers where one video file on each server, and they weren't on the server, the sales page. Like it was crazy how hard it was. And I remember, I remember going to a live events and people were like, video's coming, it's gonna be the future. And I was like, but it's not. Like I can't just put a video online. Like you just didn't do that. I remember when going to an event when all these nerdy guys were talking about this new thing coming out. It's called podcasting. And I was like, that's lame. There's no way I'm going to be a podcaster. And I didn't for years, probably almost 10 years. I kept hearing people talk about podcasting. I'm like, that's dumb. There's no way that's going to be a real thing. And then it did. And like, it's funny now. And blogging came out. I'm like when the word blog first came out, I was like, what's a blog? What's a blog, you know? And like, it's a web log, and we squish them together to make blog. And I'm like, that's so weird. And so like, that was the world I came into. And so I was slow. I didn't publish a YouTube video. I was like looking back, like, oh, Russell, that video thing is real. Oh, Russell, that podcasting thing. I waited a decade before I started podcasting. And it's funny because I remember thinking I was too late to the game. I almost didn't do it because I missed the podcasting thing. But it was funny. It was like at the end, my business at the time had collapsed. You know the story. I had 80 plus employees. I'd laid off. Everything was falling apart around me. I just moved downsized from a 20,000 square foot office to a 2,000 square foot office. I had a 10-minute commute every day. And I was like, I've been talking about publishing a podcast for 10 years now. Like literally, I'd bought the domain Marketing Your Car 10 years earlier. And I was like, you know what? I'm in my car 10 minutes a day. I'm going to start publishing. And I'd been listening to podcasts. I knew what I liked. I didn't like long shows. I like the shorter ones where I could get in and out. And I knew if I did an interview show, it'd be too complicated trying to get the mics and the stuff. And I was like, I need to do something I'll be consistent with. And I was like, I know that I can click record on my phone and I can drive. And so that's what I did. And I started publishing. And it's funny now looking back, I thought I had missed the podcasting thing. And now it's like
the staple,
you know, yeah, like, and so, you know, in fact, I think I said that in the Expert Secrets book, the Chinese proverb of like, you know, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, but the second best time is right now. So just do it right now. And I think for anybody, it's just understanding that, you know, all of us, sometimes you feel like, oh, I missed the wave. But if you start right now, in a year, it's funny now because like we met, how many years ago? 4 years ago now?
4 or 5, something like that.
4 or 5.
Yeah.
And you were just starting your podcast. And I'm sure like you probably thought like, you know, like I missed it. Like I'm starting my podcast right now, but now 5 years later, 4 years later, you're like, how much momentum happened on the back of that thing because you started doing it.
And I was really bad.
Now is the time to start. Like if you're getting nothing, I'd stop right where you are right now. And like today is the day I'm starting my podcast, my blog, my YouTube video. Like whatever, I don't care what it is, just pick it and like just start right now.
It becomes traffic and starts to bubble up and becomes this consistent cash sourse. Well, honestly, man, thanks for jumping on here. I know you got to go, but this has been huge. And everyone, I want you to understand, like, you know, I kind of had a rare behind the scenes view of this, and I don't take that lightly. It's quite an honor and a privilege to have done that, and to see everything that went behind this, and everything behind this. Sorry, I needed to go lift weights in order to pick it up for a second. It's amazing.
Homie, so you're prepared for it.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Go get 2 of them. Start curling those bad boys. But go get the book. Go to my link is secretsotraffic.com. And we created also a community traffic course. So other traffic experts came in and they taught a lot of their strategies for traffic stuff. But it's under the principles of this book. And it's incredible. I have seen Russell go through and dive deep into these things for so long. But this book, I remember, in fact, I know you got ahead, but I remember when you voxed, and you're like, hey, man, you want to go start reading it? I started reading it. After the first section, I sent him a message, and I was like, dude, like, it's not that I didn't expect it to be amazing, but your quality of authorship, your ability to write, your delivery, like, I don't know what the big difference was between this one and all over here, you know, except for time. But I was like, this is so well written. Are you like a pro author and no one knows it? Because like anyway, it's an amazing book, you guys. Go get it at secretsotraffic.com. Thanks for being on here, Russell, and for taking the time.
Oh, no worries, man. I appreciate you. It's been so fun watching you. First off, inside of ClickFunnels, hanging out next to me for 2 years, and then watching you as you've gone on your own and learning the stuff. And it's, I don't know, and you know this now as an educator, as you're doing it, like the biggest blessing for you is seeing other people take your stuff and actually apply it, and you see the fruits of it, and it makes what you do worthwhile. And it's just fun watching what you've been doing, man. And I'm grateful for you, and I appreciate you. And your audience is in such good hands with you. I hope they understand that. Just keep doing what you're doing, man. And you're changing the world, and it's so much fun to watch. So I'm grateful for you.
I'm gonna drop a little oink right there. Oink. Boom. Thanks so much for trying to be your best student. So awesome, guys. Go get the book again. And again, thanks for being on here, Russell.
All right. Thanks, man. Thanks, everybody.
All right. I just finished the interview with Russell about the book, which was such an honor. It's very, very cool. I do want you to know, though, that I did create my own offer. I'm the offer guy around the Traffic Secrets book. So if you go to secretsoftraffic.com, in fact, you might be on that page right now. This is what you'll get if you get the book through my link here. Okay. It's the same price to you. I'm just going to give you a whole bunch of extra stuff as well to help you succeed in using this book. So I sat back and I asked myself, hey, what might be the questions that you have while you are reading the book? And that's actually what fueled a lot of these bonuses we're going to give to you for free when you just choose to get the book through us versus through trafficsecrets.com. So secretsoftraffic.com, clever link there. That's my affiliate link, all right? So just know that that's what it is. But the first thing is that actually from Russell, you're going to get several things here. The first thing he's giving you is he's going to give you a presentation on how to fill your funnels with your dream customers. This is actually a speech and very powerful principles he taught at Funnel Hacking Live. You're also going to get from him, this is actually from Dean Graziosi. Dean tossed in something called, I'm reading here so I make sure I say it right, it's how to scale your traffic with simple smart videos or simple videos from your smartphone. So you don't need like tons of fancy equipment. I mean, you literally can use your phone for this stuff. That's how Russell's done most of his podcasting, as you heard him say on that interview. Next, he's giving you something called how to create videos that have such impact people have no choice but to share. This is really interesting. This is from Prince EA. I've watched this relationship between he and Russell begin, and I have a tremendous respect for Prince EA and what he's accomplished. He's got a massive millions of followers on social media, right? And that he's teaching you a lot of the principles that he uses to create those videos. This is all from Russell. I'm not even in my stuff yet. Also, you're going to get how to publish on every platform without consuming your life. That is from Peng Joon himself, which is very, very cool. He's included in Russell's offer right there. And then also, you're getting the unfair advantage. This is learn how to apply principles of the Traffic Secrets during the 30-day Traffic Secrets Challenge. Oh, what's up? Did you even know there was a challenge for this? Check it out. So you're getting access to that as well. So that's everything from Russell. But I was like, well, traffic for me, just so you know, like I don't want to know how to do Facebook ads. That's not what this is about. And so I asked if Russell would come keynote speak at my event, OfferMind, in 2019, which he did. I've not released those videos anywhere else. I didn't even give them to ClickFunnels when they asked me to put stuff inside their FunnelFlix program. Do you know that? Okay, they're not in the FunnelFlix program. I reserved these because I was thinking about this promo. I went through and he did a 2-3 hour speech going through is about Traffic Secrets itself, and he did a deep dive to just my audience. There were 650 people there. I didn't release them as part of any replays. They're nowhere else. Okay. Not only that, afterwards, I asked him if he would sit down and do a side-by-side chat. It was the first time he'd ever worn a t-shirt on stage, and it was this one. What's up? It's super cool video. I asked him about his launch strategy. Hey, what's your traffic strategy for Traffic Secrets? Very interesting to hear his response on that, as well as what that spurred after I asked him that the next few months after that happened. Brad Gibb is teaching you how to thrive in a down market, and he's a guest I've brought in as well. He is the one that I listen to about finance and money and how to treat my business cash. Now, whether the market goes up or down, right? The principles of how do you protect yourself should always be top of mind financially, right? And so he went in and we did an hour session together, and he taught me in front of a group. He's taught how to go in and there's 4 specific steps in order to protect yourself for crazy times here. So you get that from Brad Gibb. You also get one of my videos that people really like. I didn't have money for ClickFunnels, and so I gave you my 3 strategies back in the day on how I got. There's 3 ways to auto pay for ClickFunnels, and it's 3 ways that I got ClickFunnels basically for free. Disclaimer, everyone feel disclaimed, okay? But it's 3 ways that I got ClickFunnels basically for free because of these 3 strategies and ways I got people to pay for it for me. I also am giving you the affiliate template, okay? I make a lot of cash with affiliate marketing and the thing that you're going through right here. And even if it's small stuff, like the commission on this I think is $1, right? Just so you know, I'm not getting a lot of cash for this, okay? This is something, we're just giving away a lot of value to the community, but you get the actual affiliate template that I use. I'm talking the pages themselves. That'll be yours as well. And then I'm also giving you a free ticket to a summit we're doing called Your Final Offer. So think about this. If for some reason you knew you were not able to go work in 90 days from now, what would your final offer be that would fund the rest of your life? I asked a lot of successful internet people that question, and they responded, and their answers are awesome. Okay, why wouldn't you be doing what they say in the first place? Very powerful. So you guys are getting a free ticket to that summit as well. When you go buy this book through my link, click the link down below, secretsoftraffic.com. Okay, now that's what you're getting from me, okay? You're getting the interview that I did from Russell. You're getting his stage speech that he gave on my stage at OfferMind. Again, release those nowhere else. A lot of cool stuff we're giving you. So you also get, I'm calling the Secrets of Traffic Kickstarter. What I wanted to do is, if you open up this book here, you're going to see that section 2, that's where he gets a little bit granular on certain types of platforms and certain strategies. Okay, so he talks in here about organic, about paid, obviously Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Google. It's the staple platforms that are out there. But there are experts in the Funnel Hacker community all over the place that's all they do. And they're as nerdy about Instagram as I am about offers. I don't want to be nerdy about Instagram. I want someone else to be nerdy about Instagram. So I asked those experts of different platforms to come on in. So the first one here is actually Blake Newbar. He has created funnels from his Facebook profile page. It's very interesting how he's done that. They get a lot of auto leads this way. He's going to teach you a lot of crazy things about that. Same thing with Josh Forty. He teaches his broad social media strategy secrets. That's what it's called, Social Media Secrets Masterclass. It's from Josh Forty. Rick Barker, if you don't know who Rick Barker is, he is actually the one who helped blow up Taylor Swift. And Rick Barker, literally on social media, and he is coming in and teaching those strategies on how he's able to go do that and help make her who she is. Okay. That's for free, my friend. For grabbing the book through my link, click the button down below. Make sure you grab it. Can I keep going? Okay, we made a full freaking course for this. We're giving you for free with this. If you guys know Sema Urzoki, Sema is awesome. She's a friend of mine. She actually drove traffic for me on Facebook for quite a while. She created a mini course on, when she and I were doing ads together, we were putting $1 in and we'd get $3, $4, $5, $6, sometimes $10 out. We made a lot of cash. It was fantastic. She knows what she's doing. And she filmed a mini course on what to do and how to get your Facebook ads out. Oh, she literally shared her screen in the Facebook Facebook Ads Manager, and showed how to do all this. Next, Holly Flick has become a big friend of mine. She and I have been chatting, and one of the issues with people who create consistent content is that they create it like a content creator and not like a marketer. And they don't create content that has the ability to last long because they don't start the right way. So she's coming in and she's teaching 5 steps to creating killer long-lasting content. That's her title for her stuff, and it's amazing. Okay. Then you guys likely know Marley Jack. She's also blown up recently. She ran my YouTube for a long time as well, by the way, and helped me rank really fast. She helped blow my channel up and do a lot of great stuff on YouTube for me. And she actually tossed in, there's 12 ways that she monetizes a single YouTube video. She's teaching that. So you guys are going to see 12 ways to monetize YouTube channel plus an upload checklist. Also, Daxie, can we keep going here? Is this all right? This is like serious stuff. You understand that you can have a funnel, you can have an offer, you can have a message, but be broke? Traffic is money. Right, so I'm going in and helping bring all these experts together in one single bonus offer that you guys get for free if you just get the book through my link. Sounds like a good deal to me. Click the button below and make sure you grab it. But if it isn't enough, keep listening. The next one here is actually by Daxie Perez. He has run my podcast, Sales Funnel Radio, Secret MLM Max Radio, Pursuit of Profit, One Funnel Away Stories, a lot of shows you may not have heard about yet. He is the one who is behind that. He and his agency and his partner Ryan, they've been incredible. He calls it the ultimate guide to podcasting in 2020. This is your guide. If you do want to do podcasting, like Russell and I were talking about, if that's the platform you're choosing, go right to Daxie, right? And go right to his stuff, because he's taught from start to finish how to get a show off the ground, which is amazing. I can't believe this. This is Josue Pena. He actually handed 2 months for free of his Instagram software. Okay, no joke. You guys get that as part of this offer. I didn't know he's gonna put that in. I said, "Are you serious?" He put a full Instagram course. We're not talking like a video or two. It's called Instagram Beginner's Course. This is literally how to have Instagram success in 7 days. So you watch one video a day, and it'll help you set up your Instagram in a way that actually brings cash and not just subscribers and followers, right? How do you actually make cash from it? But on top of that, he's also giving you 2 months free of his social media. It's called Social Potato. Socialpotato.com. You're getting two free months with it, which is nuts. Take a breath. Okay. Now, all that together, this is a legitimate value. I want you to know that each one of these people have sold this and they valued it at together. It's over $8,000 worth of stuff. We're doing this because of the times, because of things that are going on, because I frankly am so stoked by everything that's gone on with this Traffic Secrets book, and by helping people realize that traffic is cash. And if you're a marketer and you're claiming you're a marketer and you don't know how to actually get eyeballs, you're not a marketer. Okay. And so I want you to have this. This is an awesome Kickstart jump course. Or jumpstart course. When you go get the book through my link, click down below, click above, whatever it is, go to secretsoftraffic.com. You might be on it right now. What happens is you're going to click the button. A pop-up will say, what email address will we send you access to all these things in when you go get it? You put your email in, and what happens next is the page will forward. It's going to forward to my affiliate link for the Traffic Secrets book. I think it's $9.95, okay, domestic. I think it's $19.95 international, okay, and that's it. You qualified. You get my stuff. You get all the stuff I just said. That's all. I think I get $1 or something like that, okay? This is my gift back to the community. I have watched this book through its inception, starting even 2 years ago, and it's been cool. And I feel like I'm as stoked as Russell to get this on out to everybody. So that's why we did all this. So you guys are gonna get a ton of stuff from Russell, a lot from me. You're also gonna get a lot of exclusive interviews with me and Russell, and then on top of that, you're gonna get the Secrets of Traffic Kickstarter, which is a conglomerate of like the base staple platforms that make people use on social media, and experts behind them and how to actually use them for monetization, not just putting crap out there. So anyways, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully you liked the interview as well. Click the button down below. Make sure you grab the stuff. Very excited to have you. And yeah, go study traffic, my friends. Get rich, give back.